Thinking about making a big move after a life transition? Here's what you should consider to make your move much smoother. Hello everyone, I want to welcome you back to my channel, Grow with Tahira, and today we're going to focus on what to do when you're downsizing after a life transition. So there are going to be three aspects we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on the emotional aspect of letting go of space and belongings. We're going to focus on some practical downsizing tips and also how to set up your new place with purpose and intention. I first want to say I've been through all of these aspects and steps when I had to downsize and move after the passing of my late spouse. But I do want to put this disclaimer out there. I was a part of a widow support group. I had two therapists, one art therapist and one standard therapist. And all three did say that it is best practice and what experts say to not make any big decisions or big moves within the first year of this life transition. Now I know everyone's circumstances and situations are different, so I would say use your wisdom when making these decisions, okay? So right now we're going to focus on the emotional aspect of letting go of the belongings. The first thing you want to focus on is give yourself time to honor the sentimental items that you and your loved one once shared, whether it is of the passing of a loved one or a divorce, or you are moving out from a long-term roommate situation. Whatever circumstances may be, give yourself time to honor these sentimental items before letting them go. Allow yourself time to say goodbye, like really feel these items and have that emotional connection so that if these are the items you're going to let go, you have paid its proper due and letting those items go. Also, what you want to do is allow yourself ease during this process, because this is not going to be easy. Everyone is different, but I know for myself and other women, the widows that I work with, we did a lot of crying during these times, going through paperwork, going through our late spouse's items and their clothing items. Yours may be a family member or someone you actually ended a marriage or relationship with. So just allow yourself to feel the emotions of each items and what they meant to you and what they represented in your life during that time, okay? The next tip I want to share with you is practical downsizing tip, which is very, very important because it's difficult to know what items you want to keep, to what items you want to throw away, to what items you want to give away. So allow yourself to have different sorting categories such as keep, donate, recycle, right? So the items that you may not even have a use for some of these items, but you have a strong emotional tie to them, I recommend do not give them away. Because I did the same thing. When I went through my late spouse's items, I held on to the items that I just was not ready to detach from emotionally. And the items that I was ready to detach from, I put them in different sections. Most of the clothing I gave to his children, his son. Some of the items I gave to men warehouses who were in transition homes, and other items we gave to the Goodwill. When it came to certain books, because my late husband was an avid reader, it was difficult to take all the books with me because I was leaving California. At the time, I didn't know exactly where I was going to settle. I knew that I was traveling to Morocco and had plans to travel to Senegal and Thailand at the time. But I knew that I couldn't take everything with me. So what I did was I gave away the majority of the books that I knew other people would benefit from. Because we believe that when you give away an item that benefits someone, it benefits you in the spiritual world and in this life and in the next life. So it was really like a win-win of giving away certain books that I knew I couldn't travel with. Also, if you have items that you know you can't take with you in your next journey because it may not be feasible in terms of space or financially, or you don't know exactly where to place them, you can get a storage unit. That's what I did. There were items that I knew that I didn't necessarily need, but I was just not ready to part from, and I definitely did not have the space to bring it with me on my travels. So I got a storage unit and I held on to the key items that were really important to me and that I was not ready to let go of. And when I came back to California after my trip to Morocco, and I knew like I'm really closing out my life in California, I went through all of the items, and that's when I began to downsize even further. So I gave more items to his children that I was ready to let go of. I gave more items, even some of my personal items now. It was a combination of his items and my items that I gave away to vintage stores that sold some of these items, and I donated a lot of items to the masjid and the mosques that were in the local community in Sacramento. Now, when it comes to setting up your new space with purpose and intention, I want to say this. I kind of intertwine my experience and the advice that I give, because I feel like that's the best way to really share authentically. Something that I noticed about myself as I was downsizing, living in California, I realized that I was a low-key hoarder. I had a membership at Costco's. I always buy in bulk. I had so many used or unopened bottles of tubs of toothpaste and deodorant. And as I was sorting through these items, and also as I was sorting through my late spouse's items, I realized that when it's my time to transition and leave this earth, I don't want to leave a lot of stuff for my family to sort through. It was just too much. So I knew going into my new place, which I'm settled here now in Senegal, West Africa, I knew like I want to set my plate. I want to be as much as a minimalist that is relevant and true to me. So in this new space, rather than fill my house up with furniture, we're taking our time to select the items that best fit our home. And I say our home because I did remarry back in May of 2023, and I promise I'll share more about that in future videos. So with that, I no longer buy items in bulk unless it's toilet tissue. You know about the toilet tissue happened during the time of COVID, but seriously, items that I know that I use through quickly, but just toilet paper. I do like to buy bulk deodorant, but anywho, that's besides the point. But it's just being really intentional about what you're going to have in your home. Also, designating key spaces that you need in your home to feel comfortable, to rebuild, so you can set yourself up to thrive. So if a prayer space is important to you, you should designate a certain area in your home, your prayer space. Whether you have multiple bedrooms or you just live in a studio, one bedroom, you can you can designate one room for your prayer space, or you can designate a section in your house for your prayer space. But just make sure that you're intentional about setting up your space with intention and with purpose. And you can also incorporate different momentums, whether it's a photo or an art piece. I know for myself, I like these little cute animals. I'll share with you. This is an elephant. I have 6 of these elephants, and they all are in different sizes, from the small baby to the grandmama. This is more like the auntie. So keep that in mind. And be okay with adding pieces in your home that represent your personality and where you're going in your life. So with that said, I really hope that this was something of benefit, and I hope that you gain value from this. And I would love to hear from you. Like, please share in a comment, what have you done to help your transition and moving? What would be some tips that you can use and you can provide for other viewers that would help them in their space? And also, I would love to hear from you, okay? So with that, your new space can be a fresh start for you to create a life that brings you peace, joy, and happiness. Until next time.